Donald Trump. He had a town hall in New Hampshire where he addressed rumors the event was a practice run for Sunday's presidential town hall debate with, of course, Hillary Clinton. Take a look.
And by the way, they were saying this is practice for Sunday. This isn't practice. This has nothing to do with Sunday. We're just here because we just wanted to be here. And, you know, Hillary, frankly, they talk about debate prep. That's not debate prep. She's resting. She's resting. And I want to be with the American people. I want to be with the people from New Hampshire, and she wants to rest. Debate prep.
Just a short time ago, I spoke with Laura Ingraham about the debate and much more. And joining us now is Laura Ingraham, nationally syndicated talk host, Fox News contributor, and, of course, editor-in-chief of LifeZette. Congrats. LifeZette is doing amazing, and congrats on that.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right. So here we are. We've got a town hall debate. A little different, obviously. You've got two moderators apparently arguing over who gets to beat up Donald Trump this time, who gets to be the third wheel, trashing Trump and attacking him. But putting that aside, what is the approach? What is Laura Ingram's best advice for Donald Trump going into this type of format?
Understand that the moderators aren't really moderators. The moderators are there to ensure that you lose the presidential election. I mean, that's the goal. So just know that going in. They're not your friends. They're probably not going to be fair. So don't even worry about that. And when people are recognized in the audience, and I understand they're thinking of giving a question to a child who's undocumented, and the child might ask, what's going to happen to me? Those types of questions are likely.
Okay, well, let's start there. I like Mike Pence's answer the other night. The first thing we're going to do is it's sort of like you have a leaky boat. You got to build the wall. You got to secure the border. That's first and foremost. Next thing, criminal aliens out immediately day one. The third thing is, you know, I think there'd be time for the American people to sort through all of this. Whether or not it's touch and go, meaning go and come back, whether or not you let other people in first and people get in the back of the line. I think he has to answer. What would you say? Because Hillary Clinton's offering free everything. I'm a student. My student loans are so high. It's so expensive for college. I'm going to spend the rest of my life paying it back. What is your plan for me?
I think the best answer for Trump in that regard, Sean, is to say the number one thing that we have to do on the domestic front, other than enforce our laws, enforce our borders, is to get this economy going again. We need real growth. Hillary Clinton's plan will not help you. You think debt forgiveness is going to secure your future? Your future is going to be secured if you actually have a job you can go to every day that pays you a decent wage. My plan will ensure that people who want to work are going to have a much better shot at a job that pays decently than Hillary Clinton stick with the status quo, keep spending all this money we don't have, which will ultimately be disastrous for that generation. They're going to have to pay it back. We might be gone, but they're going to have to pay it back, Sean.
I think you'd agree with me, too. And you could bring up $20 trillion in debt, $125 trillion unfunded liabilities. I guess the next thing, he should not be on defense. If the birther issue comes up, I've already answered it. Hillary attacking him, it's sort of like Reagan, there you go again. Here comes the robotic list. You know, while you're worried about that, I'm worried about getting the millions more on food stamps and in poverty and out of the labor force back to work, Hillary. You can focus on attacking me and what I said 20 years ago. I think Mike Pence showed they can make that list again and again. It's not where the country's at right now.
No, they've had their chance, and Hillary had her chance. She and her husband got really rich after they left the White House. They've done really well. It's time to send them into retirement. They had their chance, and it didn't work. The country is begging for real and refreshing and optimistic change. And Donald Trump has to stay with that message. Do not go down these rabbit holes. Don't start getting defensive. Don't start talking about, you know, women or past women. Don't even do that.
She brings up Trump University. She brings up what he said about women 25 years ago. She brings up he didn't pay taxes. She brings up, you know, run down the laundry list that he's said nice things about Vladimir Putin. My answer would be, okay, I've already answered that. Let me tell you what this election is really about. You could pivot Any way you want. You don't have to answer any of the questions.
Exactly. I would say, Hillary, we're on to your game. You did pretty well with it, you know, with the media that's compliant and are all on your side. But I'm focusing on the people who are watching this today. It's not about Trump University. It's not even about Laureate University that your husband and the foundation
were involved in.
With. Yeah, it's not about that. This is about the fact that America is flatlining and then ultimately in decay if we don't turn this around. I have a plan to do it. You're going to do the same stuff that's kept us in this flatline position. That can't stand. And I would flick it away like an annoying gnat. That's what Pence did. And by the way, he's gotten even better on the stump, Sean. Don't you agree? After that debate, Mike Pence is he's on fire.
Energized.
I think he's doing awesome.
You know, we had him on last night. I thought he showed a lot of energy, a lot of passion.
Great interview.
I also thought that, look, I would think it's a lot of pressure. Somebody chooses you, has faith in you, and you don't want to let that person down, and he certainly didn't. He won that debate. All right, last question. I think they should be talking about immigration, the economy, about foreign policy, about vetting refugees, about Obamacare.
All of it.
I think about energy independence, about education. But I suspect that Anderson Cooper and Martha Raddatz are going to want to talk about, are you going to allow women to have abortion? What do you think about gay marriage? Those questions will come up. How do you answer those? And that's my last question.
I would say, and I think Mike Pence handled it really well. You know, we're pro-life. We believe in protecting the most vulnerable in our society in the womb to natural death. And we're going to stand up for the vulnerable. And the vulnerable also include the American family and the American workers. And you can try to distract them from the major issues that they care about. But I'm going to stay on these like a laser beam, from Obamacare to educational choice to prosperity, and renewing the idea of safety and borders and nationhood. That's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it every day for the workers, not for Hillary's big donors, but for the American families and the workers who've been really ill-served by bad leadership. I think he stays on that. I think the anchors will look increasingly irrelevant, Sean, to the discussion if they keep picking away at these old scabs. I just don't think that works.
All right, Laura Ingraham, thanks so much for being with us.